Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in the Porsche Cup for another track guide, this time at Road America. This combination is very difficult to be consistent at due to the nature of the track paired with how difficult this car is to drive. I did the lap with a fixed setup and a track temp of 27 degrees. For those who are new here, I show a fast lap, then I do a guided lap afterwards. Let's get into it. For turn 1 I brake just after the first set of cones and turn in at the start of the curb on the left. My peak brake pressure is around 80% and I use 4th gear. You should cut all of the curb on the right on the inside. You can use 3rd gear here if you find the car understeers a lot. Both have very similar delta. I trail brake to around the middle of the inside curb and then gradually come back on throttle. You can lose traction here if you're too aggressive on throttle. On the exit I use all of the curb and none of the grass as it will give you an off track. For turn 2 I brake at the 2 board. There is a marker on the left side of the track that you can use, as the actual board can be difficult to spot. I use 3rd gear here and try to get a late apex. You can carry a lot more speed on entry than you'd think here, as the turn-in is under a compression zone and therefore you get more rotation. I cut all of the inside curb and get back on throttle just before the end of it to carry momentum onto the straight. Again on the exit the track limits is the curb. For the hairpin I brake at the start of the gravel on the right and my peak brake pressure is around 75%. On the entry you can move to the right to help open up the corner, and I turn in for a late apex using 2nd gear. I trail brake until just before the curb to make sure the car rotates, and I get back on throttle just after it. You can use all of the curb on the exit without getting an off track, and it's well worth using as you can carry more speed through the corner and get a better exit. This left-hander can be very tricky. I brake at the changing colour on the barrier on the right, and it's important to not brake too hard here as you're going over a crest. The tyres lock up much more easily when you're going over crests. I use 3rd gear and shift down very early to get some quick rotation. I use all of the curb on the inside and you get an off track if you go too far on the grass on the exit. Then I bring the car back over to the left of the track to prepare for the next corner. I shift to 4th gear and lift as I turn in for rotation. I then get straight back on throttle. I use the curb on the inside to carry more speed, and you can use some of the grass on the exit also. For this left-hander, I brake at the 3 board and my peak brake pressure is around 75%. I use second gear as it gives better traction than first. There's a weird thing that can happen with the curb on the right. If you hit it in the wrong way, it can cause you to lock up. I turn in at the 1 board and get back on throttle at the apex. I use the inside curb as it hooks the car in and gives you more rotation. And the track limits on the exit is the curb once again. For the carousel, I lift at the dirt patch on the right in 4th gear and troll brake very slightly. I shift down to 3rd gear around the middle of the corner and keep the car around the middle of the track, before slowly coming back on throttle and aiming to apex at the inside curb on the right here. By this point I'm full throttle and I use all of the curb on the exit. For this fast right, I shift to 6th gear and turn in at the 1 board. I lift to around 50% throttle as I turn, and I avoid the inside curb. I'm back to full throttle by the end of the curb, and I use all of the space on the exit. It's important to be smooth with the steering here to not scrub too much speed. For this hairpin, I brake at the 4 board. My peak brake pressure is around 80% and I use 3rd gear for better traction in the exit. I turn in at the 1 board and troll brake slowly to get more rotation. I turn in from mid-apex and get back on throttle very early, as you can use the curb on the left on the exit. Here all I do is lift. I turn in just before the end of the curb and keep the car in 4th gear. I use all of the inside curb and get back on throttle just before the end of it. The car can get loose in this corner, so be careful on the first few laps of the race. On the exit I use the curb and the service road to carry more speed. For the final corner I brake at the change in colour in the tarmac and use 3rd gear. I use the curb on the left to open up the corner and troll brake to the inside. I take a late apex to get a good run onto the start-finish straight. I get back on throttle around the inside curb and use all of the space on the exit of course. So that was a lap of Road America. If you found this guide helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. You can also now become a member if you so wish. I'll now leave you with the 3rd person lap to the end of the video.